unplug the soldering iron, or turn it off, or whatever. Pop in some batteries. Hopefully they're charged.
If not, I have batteries.
Oh, okay. And turn it on. You should get a green light. And then, about 10 seconds after you've turned it on, a blinking red light. Not this time, so let's see if I made a mistake somewhere. Ah, of course. I didn't put the chip in. You'll probably need to bend the pins down a little bit, like that, in order to get it to fit into the socket. Turn it back off before you do this. Make sure that the little notch on the end of the chip is towards the end of the board here, like this. Be careful to make sure all the pins are going to go in and not pop out to the side or get bent under. And then give it a good push. It's going to take more push than you're going to want to do. Make sure all these pins aren't shorting onto each other while we test it out, or cut them off right now. And now turn it on. There goes the activity light. Okay, so we'll plug in a servo to test and see if it's actually working for real. The yellow line on the servo goes towards the edge of the board. There's a red, a yellow, and a black line. They go in this way. And that servo is wiggling. Put in 2 more. That's the bulk of it. Oops. Try to stick something in one of these so it's easier to see on the camera. So your Twitchie is now electrically put together. All you have to do now is figure out how you want to put it together mechanically. These parts, let me turn it off. These parts here are designed to be either glued or somehow attached to these horns here. You should make sure the glue doesn't fill up that little hole so you can get to this screw. This screw lets you take the horn on and off. Do that on this one right here. Normally you don't necessarily need to do this, but there's different sized servo horns, different shapes. If you decide to use a different mechanical parts than the ones that I give you, or even if you want to use these ones, they work fine for these too. Just give you a little bit more of a grip. Put that on there. Put the screw back in. Don't lose the screw, because otherwise these things just fall apart. I think there might be an extra one in here, is there? I don't see one, so don't lose it. Although I'm sure you can find one at the hardware store. Now the servo only turns about 180 degrees. So you want to figure out where the center point is, and then attach your component.
And can you attach any component to any servo?
Mm-hmm. The 3 servos are all interchangeable. So right now, all I have on me is tape, so we'll use tape.
You don't have glue.
This part here, this large part, is designed to hold the battery pack and the circuit board. There's an on-off switch on the battery pack, which I'm going to close, by the way. There's a notch here, which is designed for the on-off switch to peek through, like that. If you put this on the wrong side, the on-off switch will be kind of hard to get to. So make sure that this goes on this way. Right now I'll just tape it in place again. Just get these extra leads broken off. Don't do this at home.
How should you do it?
You should use clippers. It's definitely a better approach. But since I didn't bring any with me, I won't use them. This part goes on here. More tape. Now you'll see these little notches on here. These are designed so that these parts here fit together, just like that. Helps to put a little glue in, to keep them in place, but that's the idea. There's also these little holes. I have to take the servos off of here in order to get them through. The holes are designed for the servo to go right through and detach, like that. Just the right size and everything. More tape.
What's the alternative to tape in this scenario?
Glue or screws. Small wood screws work really well. But tape for now.
I have wood glue.
There's also one right here in the main block that the servo fits right into. I can think of about 10 different people who would never forgive me for the way I'm doing this. Just keep at it. Turn the servo horn until you find one end, then turn it 90 degrees. Put the wooden part here on like this, so that you can imagine that you would get a full range of motion. And once you've got everything built, let's just pretend that we do. This one here. Let's say this is good enough for now. You can work out the rest.
Are you going to tape that one on?
Nah.
This one?
No. This is good enough for now. Turn it on. Wait. It's alive! There you go. Now, I hope that you could do a better job than this, and I think you'll have no trouble at all. Thank you very much. I recommend putting some sort of a skin over it. It adds a lot of personality. Except for this time. Well, again, you get the idea. Okay, now we need some real glue or something.
How do you stop the camera?
Oh.